Hey yo people, welcome to a new video, and today I'm going to answer to every single comment that you guys left on my latest video. If you don't see your nickname on the screen, it's most likely because someone else asked exactly the same question. And just before we start, if you want to support yourself while also supporting the channel, remember to use my code DANNYV1 on your Aptoide wallet, because with that you are getting a 15% bonus minimum on all of your recharges with Pokeland Legends. All the links for Aptoide are in the description below. So without further ado, let's start. When will more Pokemon be added to the game? The last time that we got something added to the game was quite recently actually. We got Corviknight, Overlord Corviknight, and honestly this was a breath of fresh air because they were trying to put Digimons inside of this Pokemon game. Right now nobody knows when will we have more Pokemon being added to the game, but usually if any new Pokemon gets added, usually it goes to the Vietnamese version first, so if they get an update, we will know. Build other Pokemon like the Rayquaza series. Yep, I got multiple comments about this, but my question is who? If you have any suggestions of what other Pokemon you would like to see built, please just let me know in the comments. Daniel was asking for a cheaper team suggestion for free-to-play. Usually the free-to-play suggestions are always the same. You want to aim for an Overlord Eons and put just something in the middle. But if you want some early game Pokemon, I'll just leave a list of Pokemon that are decent on the early game. This one is actually interesting and controversial in a way, and realistically, if you want to spend 1000 Pokemons and you want the best Pokemon possible, you should go for Zacian, because then you can get the Overlord stickers over time with Unishards. Most of the Pokemon that you can also get with Firebooks, for example Overlord Rayquaza, you can already get with Unishards, even though it's a little bit expensive. But if you are limited to 1000 Firebooks and you cannot recharge more than that, obviously you want to go for the best, and if you really want to go for the best, Zacian is the way. I really like Darshan's comments, it has very nice video suggestions, so I might use them all. David was asking what is the best well-rounded team, excluding Sword and Shield. It's really hard to answer this question without being biased, because obviously there's like a lot of good teams. And if I want to ignore Sword and Shield, I would say that either a Flare team with Resonance Ho-Ho, or actually a Flying team, that's why the bias. It's quite possible one of the most well-rounded teams, because you have a lot of buffs with this team, okay? This is a little bit of a biased opinion, but you have a lot of buffs over here with this team. You have Reaper damage as well to deal with tanks, because if you are dealing low damage to tanks, you have more Reaper damage. You have protection from Ho-Ho. You have somewhat of a protection from tornadoes because he sends you in the air, so you are flying and you are immune to some of the attacks. And you can move multiple times with the Z buff of, for example, the Tornadoes Z buff, but if you want to avoid using the Z buff of Tornadoes, you can move using the ultimate of Rayquaza. So the team is constantly moving non-stop, and just to top it all off, Ho-Ho will protect your whole team. So honestly, Flying team has been for many years like a very solid team, especially if you know what you're doing, and especially after Rayquaza got its Overlord and its own Held item. How about the diamond farming video we talked about a few years back? Wait, a few years back already? Oh god. It's actually true. Yeah, I need to do that soon. How many breakthrough discs did you spend to break through Ray's passive? Listen, don't point any gun on me, but I've been extremely lucky with the golden passives of any Pokemon, and I've been getting them with like 5 or less attempts, just like on my last stream. Well, it's time to get the passive on the one that is built. Your computer can hold on better sometimes. It just had like 2 lag spikes just now. Oh, look. Easy. And now we have Michelle with a lot of questions. The first question is, how strong are the genes? Well, most of them are quite strong because you want to unlock the Almighty gene, and some of them, for example, Zacian has 20% increased speed on the first 3 rounds, and this is in battle speed. So it starts as soon as you start the battle, you have this 20% extra speed. He was also saying that normally his Rayquaza has 141k special attack in the monster overview, but in battle he has 404k special attack, completely imbalanced, almost 3 times as much. Well, there are many things that multiply your in-battle stats, such as your mount, your medals, your support, and even some costumes that can give some in-battle stats. The stats are not unbalanced because I have a friend and a Brazilian YouTuber, Champions Bag, that calculated the whole formula to convert the outside battle stats into in-battle stats. And last time he checked, everything was working correctly. Tips and tricks for small upgrades like apricorns, ribbons, enhanced special training, effort value stabilizers, and bond value. For apricorns, you need those nutrient agents, and the best way to get them is on the team fishing store. If you go, for example, to the level 80 on the fishing level, you unlock a new store and you unlock more ways of purchasing those nutrient agents. For the ribbons, you need those clear droplets, and you can obtain them by playing the challenge mode of Battle Tower, or in the team mode, if you go and praise the statue, you also have a chance to get some of those clear droplets. For the enhanced special training, I don't know exactly what to tell you, but sometimes I do buy some endeavor proofs from the VIP store. But obviously this is not an option for every single player. For the effort value stabilizer, it's quite easy. You just dissolve what you don't need. For example, I don't need this level 1s. When you dissolve, it gives you items in return, and with those items that you get in return, you use those items to increase your stabilizers. And lastly, with the bond value, the advice that I can give, it's related to the ancient relic. The way that you should play this is try to go as high as possible, because the higher the floor you are, the more rewards you will get. And of course, on the relic store, remember to buy only the items for the bond value and reset the store like 10 times a day or more. As a free-to-play player, what are the best resonance Pokemon, and should we make resonance Pokemon? Are they worth to make? In all of my honesty, resonance Pokemon for free-to-play, I would not do it nowadays. There's only two ways that you can obtain resonance Pokemon nowadays. It's either with Fire Books, Grounded Books, or with Unishards, but with Unishards, it would take way too long, so it's not something I would recommend to any free-to-play at all. How to counter Pokemon that constantly control you? Well, if your Pokemon does not have Safeguard, there are multiple ways that you can do this. The first way is with the support Pokemon, for example, the Mewtwo Y, that removes all the debuffs every time you activate it, and also the Volcanion does the same. You can also use a healing badge. Some fields, like the yellow field, can also remove all the negative effects of your Pokemon. You can also equip your Pokemon with a Purify hidden skill, which, well, counters debuffs for 1 round. And there's also the in-battle supports like Celebi, Cresselia, or Overlord Eons. How to get a shield on your Pokemon, which is the yellow bar above your HP bar. Some Pokemon have this as an ability, which is the Rock Armor, and actually he gives you this shield as soon as you start the battle. But you can also give Floral Healing to your Pokemon, which gives you a shield once you are low HP. How can you actually kill Monster Riot quickly and place like top 3 in Monster Riot? Your server's Monster Riot rankings is based on the damage that you deal, but keep in mind that the damage that you deal is also according to the enemies that you face. So if you find a Monster Riot boss with only 1000 HP and you kill it, well, you will only deal 1000 damage on the Monster Riot ranking. So if you want to get a higher ranking on the Monster Riot, you need to kill the most bosses possible, and preferably all of them with full HP. I have an old video about Monster Riot, so you should check it out. And now an interesting question: the day Pokeland finally shuts down, what is going to happen to this channel, or do you do any other games that you would like to cover? Honestly, I don't know until the time comes. Because right now I still have a lot of plans for Pokeland. I still play Pocket Incoming on the side, even though I don't make many videos about it. So if I want to continue this channel, I would probably need to play any other gacha game. Doesn't need to be Pocket Incoming, could be something else. And I also have a dream of one day creating a Minecraft Pixelmon server. Because let's be real, I am a Pokemon fan, I enjoy playing a lot of things that are Pokemon related, so as I said, I really don't know until that time comes. Is your Soul Guardian account still active, and will you ever play on it again in the future? Honestly, if I go back to Soul Guardian, I would prefer starting on a fresh new account, but I really don't know if my old account is still active. What unlocks a level 100 and how to efficiently use resources for it? On the level 100, you unlock the Pokemon Skill Arena, which is the place that you can farm for resources to unlocking your secret technique. And also the level 100 will allow you to upgrade all of your platinum gear to level 100 as well. And when you have platinum gear on level 100, you can upgrade it to Cinnabar. What do the levels give you after 100 is an interesting question, because the normal Pokemon don't get above level 100, so you really don't care about that. But the Resonance Pokemon can actually go up to level 120. Not just that, after the level 100, you unlock the Master level, and the Master level actually gives you you a little bit of stats for all of your Pokemon. How to get Creator Arceus without having VIP? Well, right now you can't, you need Firebooks. Is Mega Rayquaza viable in the meta? I'm currently level 71. Well, on your current level, if you have Lugia, it's much better, because Rayquaza only gets better once everything is Overlord with Held Item and skill breakthroughs. Is the Held Item's upgrade power applicable to attack types or only Pokemon types? Well, it is attack types, that's why, for example, I use Charcoal with Ho-Oh, because I want to increase the fire type of my ultimate, and if I use something else like a Dragon Fang, it will not boost my fire type skills. And last but not least, a little bit of a Resonance Heatran montage. Enjoy.